It's really hard to believe that this game is in early access. It's like Stardew Valley, but with magic and quality of life improvements. Fields of Mistria is a nostalgic farming life sim RPG style of game. If you've played Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, it's very much along those lines. The game starts with a simple character customization screen, and your options are a little bit limited in the beginning, but you can earn new clothing and hairstyles during the gameplays. And I did find the ones you start with are diverse enough to give you a sense of creating a unique character. After you're done customizing your character's name, date of birth, those kinds of things, you're given a tour of your new home where you're told kind of right off the bat that you've got to be in bed by 2 a.m. to recover your stamina. This is a really nice hint because it gives you a sense of how the day-night cycle is going to work. The game also gives you a storage chest right off the bat, which is really nice. And it does force you to go to sleep to kind of sleep off your long journey before letting you play the first day. And when you wake the next morning, you kind of start the game with a sword and like a bowl of food. Now, don't be silly like me and realize way later into the game that the sword will actually cut grass and you don't need a scythe, because that took me way longer than it should have to figure out. Once you leave your home, you're greeted by two different characters, one that gives you a hoe and some flower seeds to start planting, and the other gives you some turnip seeds and a watering can so that you can actually start farming the land that you're given. And the best part of that part is you actually don't need to refill your watering can. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hated doing that in Stardew Valley. The pair also directs you on how to get into town once you're ready. After you enter town, Adeline introduces you to the concept of renown and building town ranks, which is essentially the entire reason you've agreed to come to this little town in the first place. Your job is to increase that town rank, which has actually been negatively impacted by an earthquake. The tutorial piece is really great in terms of pausing to give you screens to read through what you need to read through, to tell you how to do things. I don't feel like they left anything out, and each section or each new idea in the game is introduced to you in this way, making it really easy to kind of dive in and get started. The game feels and plays exactly like Stardew Valley, but I found it to be more refined and the progress feels much faster. The premise is the same. There is farming, exploring, fishing, relationships, mining, so on and so forth. But I found the NPC conversations felt more fleshed out, and you actually have a sense of belonging within the town. I also like that there are very unique quality of life upgrades, such as not refilling the watering can or being able to see where the townsfolk are when you open the map. The fishing game in this one is much simpler than Stardew Valley. You just toss it in the water, wait for the exclamation mark, and pull the fish out of the water. There's no need to have the tug and pull type. I found that not all the fish are useful in all the recipes, but you do need to quote-unquote catch them all for the museum. I found the movement in and around the map is really quick. It doesn't feel like it takes a long time to get across the map, so even when you get the warning like, hey, it's time to go to bed, you don't feel as if you don't have enough time to get there because the game definitely gives you that option. I also love the addition of being able to jump, swim, and dive. It adds a whole new layer of exploration to the game. Something else I really enjoyed about the game is that the shops never close. You can buy whatever you need whenever you need it. You just head over to the shop and grab it. There's no need to wait for the shopkeeper to be around or for the store to be open. Another piece that's really nice is that after you've met someone, you can open your map and see where they are at any point. It eliminates all of the guesswork of where to find someone to turn in a quest or give them that gift to build that relationship. It really makes building relationships a lot easier. Skill progression in the game is based on gaining experience or essences throughout various daily tasks and using these essences to level up the skills you wish at the various dragon statues throughout the map. You get a more customized experience this way, and it does allow you to focus on the things you enjoy more. I like that the progression isn't just tied to your success on the farm either, but also your ability to increase the town's renown or rank. This really helps you feel like the tasks you do in and around town actually matter to the outcome of the town. As you build town renown, you are given new tasks and rewards for each new level, creating more motivation to continue to complete the townspeople's requests. Building up the town renown also progresses the game's storyline forward, and there is no time pressure to actually complete the town renown requests or even the requests of the townsfolk. I found that taking away these time limits actually gave me a much more cozy experience, as I could just come back to these whenever I had completed them or found the item I was looking for. The game doesn't start you with all the tools you need. You actually have to earn them by doing the various tasks for the townsfolk or meeting certain people. This creates a different progression timeline than you experience with Stardew Valley. The other nice thing is that you can craft the tool upgrades as you gain materials, so you're never without your tool. Although the game does have timed cycle for days, I love that they added the ability to save whenever you want. It's not actually locked behind completing a day, so if you don't manage to, commit time to a full day, you're able to save and quit at any time. The game also provides a calendar for you to keep track of the events, but the game goes the extra mile that when you wake up for the next day, the little day icon actually tells you whose birthday it is or what the day event is. Like, the townsfolk regularly have a Friday night at the inn or a Saturday market for you to grab some new items like cosmetics, furniture, recipes, and so on. I found that this little addition really took off a lot of stress around remembering people's birthdays or remembering to check the calendar. There are a few downsides. It still is in early access, so do keep that in mind that there may be some bugs or other issues. It would be great if I could sell items or things that I found whenever I wanted. Right now, you can only use the shipment box, which can sometimes delay progress, especially if you're hoping to buy seeds or something at the Saturday market. When you are clearing your farm and there's a big tree or a barn, the item doesn't actually fade away, so you can't see what's in behind these items. And I found that I had to strategically place things so I wouldn't get stuck on random stones or pieces of grass. Another thing I noticed is that sometimes the essence or experience has a delayed drop time after you've completed a task, and I would accidentally leave a screen before remembering to pick it up. So it would be really nice to have this pop up a little bit sooner after completing a task so I wouldn't miss picking it up. And if you're like me and you like to have different colored treasure chests for all your different items, you can definitely do that. However, you can't change the color after the chest is crafted, so be mindful when you are crafting these items. Within the first 2 hours, I was able to get through all of the tutorial pieces and get all my key tools to begin really progressing through the game. I was also given my first real town renown quest, which was repairing the bridge. So within that time frame, I managed to actually get the town rank up to level 7, which is quite a bit faster in the beginning. It does slow down as the game progresses. And I had also completed about 6 days of spring by the end of the 2-hour mark. I had completed quite a few quests given by the various townspeople, as well as started some requests that I wasn't able to complete. I was also able to make quite a few donations to the museum. So I would say by the end of the 2 hour mark, you have a really good idea of what the game is about and kind of what to expect in the game to come. If you are a Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley fan, then picking up this game is a definite must. The amount of content you get for an early access game is definitely worth the full asking price. And even though the game is in early access and some pieces are not fully refined, this is one of the better early access games I've ever played. I am really excited to watch this game progress and grow. Overall, I have to say that this game was a way better experience than Stardew Valley for me. This game took things that were tedious in Stardew Valley and made huge quality of life improvements. Even the little quality of life upgrades make this game an absolute must have. Thanks so much for joining me on today's review video. I was really excited to review this game as I've already put in so much time into playing it. If you enjoyed this review video, please drop a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to catch the next one. See you next time.